All right. Shabbat Shalom. We are going to close out this teaching on Esau, Edom, and Idumea because people have said that Israel is the Edomite Jews or Ashkenazi Jews who are actually Edomites, and that Edomite or Esau or Edom doesn't exist. False. They exist, and they have to exist because the prophecy says they would exist. So let's go to the book of Obadiah, or Obadiah, chapter 1. He says, the vision of Obadiah, thus saith Yah Elohim concerning Edom. We have heard a rumor from Yah, and as an ambassador is sent among the heathens. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle. Okay? There's going to be a battle. Now that ties in with Zechariah chapter 14, the battle when the Most High said, I will bring all nations against Jerusalem. Why? Because Edom is in the land. He has to be driven out. All right, now. So he says, arise ye and let us rise up against her in battle. Right? Now, who is he going to do to bring battle against Edom? The Medes. We went over that in another teaching. Check out the teaching on World War III and the Medes. Now, verse 2. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathens. Now that minority, Edom is the minority. Now the Ashkenazi have adopted to the spirit of Edom. They are actually Gentiles who came from Ashkenaz. They are not bloodline Israelites, or I should say bloodline Edomites, but they are spiritual Edomites who have adopted the covenant of Edom. Now, he says, behold, I have made thee small among the heathens. So the small ones are the Sephardim, or the Spanish Jews, the ones that actually have a blood relationship to Israel. Now, the people that did the DNA testing, they tested the people, not the Ashkenazi, they tested the Sephardim, or the people that had that, the Hebrew bloodline. Okay, not the European German Jews. They tested the blood of the other people who were the bloodline, actually the as he says here, the minority. Now, not the majority. You can do research and find out that only the minority had that blood match with the Limba tribe. Now, anyway, we're dealing with judgment. Skip the DNA. Let's deal with the judgment. How about that? Now, so he says, behold, I may be small among the heathen, thou art greatly despised. So the Sephardim Jews, the ones that are dark in complexion, are hated by the Ashkenazi because why? They are really the bloodline. Now, the pride of thine heart hath deceived thee. Thou hast dwelt in cities of the rock, whose habitation is high. That saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? See that? So those people, the Jewish people, have been very successful in the land of fighting against their neighbors. But the time is going to come where they're going to be defeated. Now, though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars. Who are the stars? The children of Israel. Remember the prophecy about how that Yosef saw the sun, the moon, and the stars doing obeisance to him? Stars of Israel. So he said, Esau have set thy nest among the stars. Thence will I bring thee down, saith Yah. Why? Because you have set your nest among the stars. We got Israelites in the land of Jerusalem that just went back, have been back there for 20 years, and some are still going there. So we have Israelites in the land. Verse 5. If thieves came to thee, if robbers by night, how art thou cut off? Would they not have stolen till they had enough? If the grape gatherers came to thee, would they not leave some grapes? How are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? All the men of the confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee. See that? Talk about Esau. And prevail against thee. All right. So those men that were in confederacy with the Sephardim Edomites, Watch what he says here. They deceived them, brothers and sisters, because they wanted to get the real Israelites out the land so that they can have the land. They have adopted that spirit of Esau. Now, he says, they prevail against thee, they that eat thy bread have laid a wonder under thee. There is none understanding in him. Shall I not in that day, saith Yah, even destroy the wise men out of Edom, and understanding out of the mount of Esau? And thy mighty men, O Taman, shall be dismayed, to the end that everyone of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter. For the voice against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee. Why? Because they got together with the other nations to conspire against the true Israelites. And thou shalt be cut off forever. They had an inheritance, but because of that evilness, they're going to be cut off forever from the land. Now watch this. Verse 11. In that day, we're reading Obed-Yahu, or Obed-Yah, chapter 1, verse 11. In that day thou stoodest on the other side, in the day that the strangers carried away captive his forces. Who? The Israelites of the land, the so-called African Americans, blacks and Negroes. And foreigners entered into his gates, and cast lots upon Jerusalem, even thou was as one of them. Now, we already showed you in 2 Kings chapter 17 where the foreigners came into the land. But thou shouldest not have looked on the day of thy brother in the day that he became a stranger. Neither should thou have rejoiced over the children of Yehudah in that day of their destruction. Neither should thou have spoken proudly in the day of distress. Thou shouldest not have entered into his gates of my people in the day of their calamity. Yea, thou should not have looked on their affliction in the day of their calamity, nor have laid hands on their substance in the day of their calamity. Neither should thou have stood in the crossway to cut off of his that did escape. Neither should thou have delivered up those of his that did remain in the days of his distress. So Esau delivered Israel up into the hands of the oppressor. Verse 15. For the day of Yah is near upon all the heathen. As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Thy reward shall return upon thine own head. Now that ties in with Yael chapter 3. He says, I'm going to sell your sons and daughters to the Sabians. Brothers and sisters. Now, verse 16. For as you have drunk upon my set apart mountain, so shall the heathen drink continually. Yea, they shall drink, and they shall swallow down, and they shall be as though they had not been. But upon Mount Zion, watch what he says here, shall be deliverance, and there shall be a set apartness, and the house of Jacob shall possess their possession. So you're going to drive them rascals out the land. That's why the fire is coming. Now, and the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble. He going to burn them suckers up. And they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be a remaining of the house of Esau. For Yah has spoken it, right? And they of the south shall possess the mount of Esau, and they of the plains, the Philistines, and they shall possess the fields of Ephraim, and fields of Samaria and Benjamin shall possess Gilead. And the captivity of the host of the children of Israel shall possess that of the Canaanites, even unto Zarephath, and the captivity of Jerusalem, which is in Sephard, shall possess the cities of the south. And Savior shall come on Mount Zion to judge the mount of Esau, and the kingdom shall be Yah's. See that? And that's what that song says, Handel Messiah. The kingdoms of this world are become the kingdoms of our Master Yeshua and of his anointeds. And that's what's going to happen. So Esau is going to be driven out the land, and the true Israelites will be back into the land. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.